Ag Bioscience, the #1 ag tech podcast globally, is now available on video. Hear from leaders and innovators across food, animal health, plant science, ag tech, and agriculture. Mondays at 6 a.m. on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. While you're there, subscribe and leave us a review. It's the Ag Bioscience Podcast with Agronovis Indiana. Get more information at agronovisindiana.com.
The internet changed how we work. AI is changing what work gets done. A bank cut loan processing from days to hours. A student built an AI scheduler, improving on-time delivery from under 70% to over 90%. Most teams know AI matters, but aren't sure where to start. InAI is Indiana's statewide AI adoption effort, built with industry, academia, and community partners, helping you move from understanding to action. Visit inaiready.com.
Country music star and Bedford native Clayton Anderson pretty much sums it up. From Dunes National Park in the northwest corner of the state to the 37 state parks scattered between there and the Ohio River, to hopping on a coaster for a thrill ride. Indiana's diverse economy, landscape, and culture are big draws, especially for tourists who spend roughly $17 billion a year visiting the state. Checking in on the state of tourism on this edition of Inside Indiana Business.
From Indiana's business news leader, this is IBJ Media's Inside Indiana Business with Gary Dick, presented by Elevate Ventures, Indiana University, and the Indiana Association of Realtors.
Families will fly 90 feet in the air on 8-passenger rafts, glide through over 1,000 feet of roller coaster track at 45 miles per hour, and splash down into the Boulder Canyon Community Pool. Our roller coaster, our water ride.
Well, one of Indiana's most popular tourist destinations, taking the plunge. Holiday World and Splashin Safari in southern Indiana, investing a whopping $22 million to build its newest attraction, the Cannonball Water Coaster. It's billed as the first of its kind in the Midwest and only the third built in the United States, and it represents the largest single attraction investment in park history. Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick. Holiday World and Splashin Safari in southern Indiana is just part of a tourism ecosystem in Indiana that is big business for the state, to the tune of nearly $17 billion in visitor spending in 2024, an economic impact that touches virtually every corner of the state. From the shores of Lake Michigan and Indiana Dunes National Park in northwest Indiana to rural Spencer County in southern Indiana and Holiday World and Splashin Safari to Taylor Swift's Eras Tour.
You have just completely confirmed that we chose the right 69,000 people to spend our last American show.
Tourism is no longer just about vacations. It is an economic development strategy that fills hotel rooms, restaurants, and shops statewide. The most recent data shows Indiana welcomed some 83 million visitors in 2024, nearly 2% increase from the previous year. Those visitors spending on average $203 each during their stays. Amy Howell is the interim CEO of the Indiana Destination Development Corporation.
We're bringing in other people's money. It's not residents' money that's being spent on tourism promotion. It's other people's money. So the people that are staying 50 plus miles away, that's considered a traveler by U.S. Travel Association. And so we're bringing that money into our communities, and that's the economic impact.
How would you describe the state of tourism in Indiana now?
Well, we've been on the upswing the past few years. COVID really brought to light our natural resources in the state, our state parks. We got our national park finally. So people are really taking notice that they want to come to Indiana, not just for a place to visit, but a place to work, to live, go to school, you name it.
You mentioned the national park designation, which was a big get for Northwest Indiana. What's the impact been?
Oh, it's the #1 tourism destination in our state. There are several other great ones across the state, but people flock there. We get it doesn't hurt that it's on the border in the region. So you get Chicago, you get Detroit folks that come as well.
Ohio! Howell says the challenge is growing tourism numbers as neighboring states, backed by much bigger budgets, are aggressively targeting the same consumers.
We are very similar to our bordering states, so, we have to market to them what is different. And so, we talk that we have a national park. We talk that we have the resort community of French Lick. We talk about the Pete Dye Golf Trail around the state. We talk about that uniqueness, and that's what drives people to come to Indiana.
And the sales pitch to potential visitors includes a new word. Rather than vacation, it's playcation.
People want to come, they want to stay, and they want to play. They don't want to just walk around and sightsee anymore. They want to be involved with their destination. So it could be a glass blowing demonstration, and they get to actually be a part of it. And so that's what it means to play on your vacation.
Indiana.
Tourism season in full swing indeed. Meantime, a new tourism strategy taking shape in southwest Indiana. Home to the historic New Harmony District and Harmony State Park, visit Posey County rebranding itself as Stay Posey with the tagline Indiana's Cozy Corner as a promotion tool to establish itself as a premier getaway destination. Posey County is the southern and westernmost county in Indiana. It's bordered by the Wabash and Ohio rivers. Coming up next, we are heading all the way across the state to northeast Indiana and Fort Wayne, home base to the world's largest hardware, lumber, and building materials co-op. Do It Best making another major announcement in the region, and we'll have details after the break. Northwest Indiana is essential to elevating Indiana's future. Explore how IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the state of Indiana are bringing a bold vision for regional growth at Innovate Northwest Indiana, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. Join Governor Mike Braun and business and community leaders for a candid conversation on growth, workforce development, and innovation. We'll be at the Valparaiso University Harry Union Ballroom July 8. RSVP now at ibj.com/innovate.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures.
The internet changed how we work. AI is changing what work gets done. A bank cut loan processing from days to hours. A student built an AI scheduler, improving on-time delivery from under 70% to over 90%. Most teams know AI matters, but aren't sure where to start. InAI is Indiana's statewide AI adoption effort, built with industry, academia, and community partners, helping you move from understanding to action. Visit inaiready.com.
When it comes to do-it-yourself projects, rely on True Value Hardware Store's professional quality master mechanic tools and their customer guarantee.
A throwback to hearing that familiar voice of the late Pat Summerall touting how to save money by shopping at True Value Hardware. The True Value brand still exists, now under the ownership of Fort Wayne-based Do It Best Group, the home improvement co-op acquiring True Value out of bankruptcy in late 2024. And this week, major news as Do It Best announced it is moving True Value's headquarters from Chicago to the company's corporate campus at Electric Works near downtown Fort Wayne. The move is strategic, creating a unified headquarters for what is now the world's largest home improvement cooperative, serving more than 8,000 retailers in more than 60 countries. But CEO Dan Starr tells me the foundation for the decision revolves around the business climate in Indiana.
The state of Indiana is a very strong state and a well-managed, well-run state, and Fort Wayne is a very well-run city. That's what we're looking for, is competence and strength, and it's a great place to do business, and we're going to continue to do it here. Northeast Indiana has been growing and has been succeeding, and that fuels a bit of a pipeline. We've had net migrations to this area, so that makes it a whole lot easier for us to recruit and retain talent. And that's changed over the course of the last decade dramatically. We went through a generation, Gary, in Indiana, but really in Fort Wayne, where we lost a few corporate headquarters, some important ones. Everybody can remember back to Lincoln, and that was a pretty big deal. So that became a lot of the narrative of, boy, it's really difficult. We have these significant companies, and they were born and raised here, and then they move on when they gain scale. And I love the fact that we're kind of countering that narrative and proving that you can have a global headquarters for a significant organization in a town like Fort Wayne. First of all, in the state of Indiana, but also in the second largest city within the state of Indiana.
Do It Best currently has about 500 employees at its Fort Wayne headquarters, a number that Starr says will continue to grow. Also in Allen County, Michelin North America expanding its routes throughout the region. The company is winding down operations at an Alabama plant and consolidating nearly all of that production at its BF Goodrich Tires plant in Woodburn. That's just east of Fort Wayne. Michelin says the factory is better positioned to meet future production demands. The company is not saying if any new jobs will be added, but the Alabama plant employed around 1,200 people. To northern Indiana now, where two of the nation's largest and most influential RV companies are merging. Patrick Industries and LCI Industries are both based in Elkhart. Together, the companies employ more than 22,000 workers globally. The number includes about 12,000 in northern Indiana. Patrick CEO Andy Nemeth will lead the combined company. Well, as Jasper-based Kimball Electronics looks to grow its medical contract manufacturing operations, it just acquired a Netherlands-based company in a deal valued at more than $100 million. Kimball CEO Richard Phillips says the deal will bring additional capabilities that the company believes will strengthen its position for years to come. In Terre Haute, two well-known companies are giving a historic downtown bar a new look and feel. The Copper Bar, which features a mural of Larry Bird's iconic 1977 Sports Illustrated magazine cover on an outside wall, is getting a complete renovation and new food and beverage program. Terre Haute-based Gibson Development and O'Loughlin Hospitality Group are leading the project. They are also partners on two other local restaurants. Mountain Summit, an original Bob Ross painting, just sold for $320,000 at an auction in Muncie. Nearly all episodes of Ross's The Joy of Painting show were shot at the PBS station in Muncie. Proceeds will support Ball State PBS programming.
Known as Indiana's basketball cathedral, Hinkle Fieldhouse at Butler University is one of the oldest basketball arenas in the country. It's a special place.
Well, for the first time in nearly 60 years, professional men's basketball is coming to Hinkle Fieldhouse. The venue is set to host the 2026 NBA Cup Championship this December. It will be the first NBA Cup Championship to be held outside of Las Vegas. The event will also feature what is being described as expanded basketball programming across the Butler campus. Still ahead, the latest on the border battle between Indiana and Illinois for the Chicago Bears. Plus,
enthusiastic, and now they get a chance to square off as professionals. Here's the tip.
The WNBA marking its 30th year. We catch up with two pioneers who helped make it all happen.
The real estate market is always changing. Working with a realtor means staying a step ahead. Here's a housing update from your Indiana Realtors.
Listings dipped by 2% compared to last May, as leading indicators were dampened by rates over 6.5% and climbing economic and global risk. Pendings still ended the month up 4% year over year. Sales continued to build pace, ending at 5% up year over year. We averaged almost 16,000 available homes through May. Inventory grew, but the growth rate fell from 14% to 12%. Prices are up 5% year over year, a little faster price growth than we've seen in recent months. Half of listings are under contract in 2 weeks, but this is climbing. New contracts are trending down over recent weeks, which bodes poorly for June sales totals. 42% of listings have dropped their price, and this rate is climbing.
Challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising
Small
fast.
businesses need help.
Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard. Nothing will change.
Can't compete. you'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
Been a while. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know.
Oh, I see it's not flossing. I just added some secret weapons to my toolkit.
Huh?
They help me drill down further, digging deeper than I ever could before. Into my business and personal finances with Lake City Bank Digital.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now let's take care of that tooth.
Add sharper tools for your money with Lake City Bank Digital.
You are all set, Brian.
I'm Devin.
Well, another historic piece of Jim Irsay's multi-million-dollar memorabilia collection has been sold. The original manuscript of the 1939 book Alcoholics Anonymous, fetching nearly, get this, $2.4 million at Christie's in New York. It is the fourth auction sale of historic artifacts owned by the late Colts owner. This week's event alone generated nearly $11 million. Irsay's daughters say proceeds from the AA book will be donated to philanthropic causes their father supported. A few new nuggets to report now on the potential Chicago Bears move to Hammond. Earlier this month, we were first to tell you that additional sites for a Bears stadium were being considered in Hammond. And this week, we have confirmed that the Bears had crews drilling holes and taking soil samples on a second site, an area called Wolf Lake Terminals. It's adjacent to the Lost Marsh Golf Course location that had been identified as the original site for the multi-billion-dollar project. Hammond Mayor Tom McDermott tells me the new site would be attractive for the city as it would allow the golf course to remain and open up the entire area for development. Well, in a statement, the Bears said this activity is part of the normal site evaluation process as we continue to advance our stadium development project in Hammond. We have an excellent option already in place and continue to assess additional parcels of land in the Wolf Lake region to ensure we place the stadium and mixed-use district in the very best location to serve all of Chicagoland. Still no update, unfortunately, on a final decision from the Bears, but we'll continue to follow the developing story and have the very latest for you right here. Well, just 15 minutes down the road from Hammond, new life coming to the Dyer Indoor Soccer Arena, which closed earlier this month after 30 years in operation. Kicking soccer balls inside this longtime arena will soon be replaced by athletes who specialize in putting the bat on the ball. Dan and Alicia Goads from Lake County investing $4.5 million to transform the facility into space for youth baseball and softball training, a project they say is in high demand in the region.
There's just so many teams that want space in the winter to train, and going through my own experience, I couldn't find anything that really worked. And so I said, hey, if I'm having trouble, other people got to be having trouble with this. So this is something that I know there's a market for, so I'll go and do this.
I think the biggest response that we're getting from everybody is it's needed. We have already heard from some teams that are inquiring about the winter and wanting to add to a wait list. So we're anticipating a good amount of traffic coming in this winter.
Well, back now to the professional sports scene in the Hoosier State. The Indiana Fever WNBA franchise, it's been a cornerstone of the league for decades. This year, the WNBA is marking its 30th year, and I caught up with two women who laid the foundation for the league.
As here, Val Ackerman makes her way to the center of the court. And the first basket in WNBA history is scored by Penny Toller out of Long Beach State.
That was then.
Clark from way outside drops a three.
This is now. What a difference 3 decades make. Back in 1997, when the WNBA first tipped off, fans had to practically walk the length of a basketball court just to find someone to high five. Now, elbow to elbow.
When the league was sort of hatched, the vision was that it would become, our mantra was that it would become the 5th major league. We were sort of looking at the NBA and the NFL and Major League Baseball and the National Hockey League as the big 4. And the vision was that someday women's professional basketball would be in that sort of tier, on that level.
Val Ackerman, the WNBA's first president and current commissioner of the Big East Conference, says choosing what time of year the league would play games was a key to success.
Oh, the summer, I think, was probably one of the biggest decisions. so that we could maximize exposure. And then the other one I would just cite is it was never in doubt that we would call it the WNBA. I mean, it was very much the intent to leverage the brother.
And Indiana has won the WNBA championship for the very first time.
Tamika Catchings put the Indiana Fever on the map, leading them to the WNBA championship in 2012.
Clark wants to keep piling on.
Now the face of the franchise, Caitlin Clark. She's drawing fans from all over the country to Gainbridge Fieldhouse, 40% of them from out of state, according to Indiana Fever president and general manager Kelly Krauskopf.
It's been exciting from day one, and we are proud to go forward every day with her as one of the leaders in the league and certainly a face of the franchise. And it's been a thrilling new day, and there's some new opportunities with. I can't say enough for what Caitlin's done for the game, for the league, for our team, for the city. Those are all moments in time that are historical, because there's a whole new generation of fans that are now following the WNBA.
Krauskopf also says the new landscape of college athletics and the NIL are better preparing athletes for the business side of the professional sport.
We're not asking them to do things that they're not already used to doing. There was a day where you talk about meeting with sponsors and talking with partners, and it was just a new world. It just wasn't something that was part of the everyday life of a female athlete, because corporate America, frankly, was not that interested. But they're interested now.
And you can hear a lot more from Val Ackerman and Kelly Krauskopf on the Business and Beyond podcast. You can check it out wherever you get your podcasts. Well, when we come back, the new way Hoosiers with mobility issues are experiencing Indiana nature.
It's awesome. The water, the stillness, you don't hear no traffic.
Now, an all-terrain vehicle is driving a whole new experience for disabled visitors at Indiana's 37 state parks. More in this week's Business of Health. Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick, coming to you this week from Northwest Indiana, Jeffersonville, Muncie, South Bend, in downtown Evansville, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne, Richmond, from one of the state's key entrepreneurial and innovation hubs, 16 Tech. Inside Indiana Business, Indiana's business news leader.
The challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising
Small
faster
businesses
among
need help.
Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
Solutions.
They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard.
Nothing will change.
Can't compete.
You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
Been a while. What have you been up to?
Oh,
Oh, I see it's not flossing. I just added some secret weapons to my toolkit.
Huh?
They help me drill down further, digging deeper than I ever could before. Into my business and personal finances with Lake City Bank Digital.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now let's take care of that tooth.
Add sharper tools for your money with Lake City Bank Digital.
You are all set, Brian.
I'm Devin.
The real estate market is always changing. Working with a realtor means staying a step ahead. Here's a housing update from your Indiana Realtors.
Listings dipped by 2% compared to last May, as leading indicators were dampened by rates over 6.5% and climbing economic and global risk. Pendings still ended the month up 4% year over year. Sales continued to build pace, ending at 5% up year over year. We averaged almost 16,000 available homes through May. Inventory grew, but the growth rate fell from 14% to 12%. Prices are up 5% year over year, a little faster price growth than we've seen in recent months. Half of listings are under contract in 2 weeks, but this is climbing. New contracts are trending down over recent weeks, which bodes poorly for June sales totals. 42% of listings have dropped their price, and this rate is climbing.
Well, check this out. An all-terrain vehicle rolling through Mound State Park in Madison County. It's giving Hoosiers like Stephanie Howell a chance to experience nature like never before. The Indiana Department of Natural Resources this year introducing specialized motorized track chairs at all 37 state parks. Business of Health reporter Kylie Valletta with the story from Madison County.
Thanks, Gary. These track chairs are actually more like mini monster trucks, so much so that some folks might feel a little intimidated. But our friend Stephanie says don't, because you'd be missing out on a special kind of joyride.
The breeze feels great.
This is a special summer for Stephanie Howell because she feels like she got her mobility back.
Alive. Not sick, you forget about being sick. I'm ready to go back. I'm alive, really. Fresh air.
In the past, a traditional wheelchair limited her to only paved trails at Mounds State Park in Anderson.
It's awesome. The water, the stillness. You don't hear no traffic.
But now, an all-terrain motorized wheelchair to use for free means nothing is off limits.
I was like gone. I was like, see ya! They can't keep up with me.
People that could not get out be able to do it. That's what we do this for. That's the whole idea. We want to see people out in nature that have never got to do it before.
Every Indiana state park now has at least one track chair.
State Parks has been working tirelessly, really, to try to become more accessible for folks.
A big name in Indiana business, Eli Lilly and Company, funded the 45 track chairs rolled out statewide this spring, supported by $1 million from a Lilly endowment grant.
It's been awesome. We've had people come from Utah and all over the United States to try these things out. So this is not just folks from Indiana, you know.
I love it.
The rollout means Indiana now has more track chairs than any other state park system, making it #1 in the country.
This makes you feel like an important alive. Because just because you have some kind of disability or ailment doesn't mean you're not alive. You still want to experience things other people want to experience. Sometimes even more, I think.
The joy and something that, you know, it's for the whole family. It's not just the person in the chair. Like, the whole family that comes with them gets to experience that with them.
Okay, bro, slow down.
Okay.
Most days, it's her husband turned hiking partner trying to keep up with her, but the whole crew sometimes tags along.
Just the time I get with my family. Like my kids, you know, we could bring them with us. And now they can feel like they're walking the trails with me.
And for the 1 in 7 adults with limited mobility, nature's mental health boost is powerful medicine.
My favorite part was being under the trees. Like, you can't do that in a regular wheelchair. You just can't, because it's too rough. So I just couldn't believe looking up at the canopy. That's one of my favorite parts. And being by the water, because on normal trails, you can't get that close to the water.
When she's on it and you're running to catch up with her, it's just a big old smile on her face, you know. You can tell she gets a sense of mobility. She feels fast, she feels strong. She don't feel frail.
Nature now open to everyone.
The chairs even come with special clips so you can attach accessories like a fishing pole or a gun to go hunting. Gary, back to you.
That is a great story. Thanks, Kylie. Those track chairs have adjustable safety harnesses so kids with disabilities can hit the trails too. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Inside Indiana Business. We leave you this week where we started the show at Holiday World and Splashin Safari in southern Indiana with a 4th of July show like few others. Thanks for joining us this week. Have a great 4th and go out and make it a successful week. Northwest Indiana is essential to elevating Indiana's future. Explore how IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the state of Indiana are bringing a bold vision for regional growth at Innovate Northwest Indiana, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. Join Governor Mike Braun and business and community leaders for a candid conversation on growth, workforce development, and innovation. We'll be at the Valparaiso University Harry Union Ballroom July 8. RSVP now at ibj.com/innovate.
Today, you either innovate
or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures.
The internet changed how we work. AI is changing what work gets done. A bank cut loan processing from days to hours. A student built an AI scheduler, improving on-time delivery from under 70% to over 90%. Most teams know AI matters, but aren't sure where to start. InAI is Indiana's statewide AI adoption effort, built with industry, academia, and community partners, helping you move from understanding to action. Visit inaiready.com.
Whether it's healthcare innovation, major infrastructure, or global sports impact, Inside Indiana Business with Gary Dick tells the stories of Indiana's groundbreakers and game changers. It's the must-listen show for business, civic, and community leaders across the state. Subscribe and listen wherever you get your podcasts or at ibjpodcast.com.
Do you want to know what really drives change in Indiana? You won't find it in sound bites. You'll find it in stories. Stories from CEOs, lawyers, coaches, entrepreneurs, and community advocates. That's the IBJ Media Podcast Network. Insightful, local, impactful. Find all of our shows by searching IBJ Media in your podcast app or visit ibjpodcast.com.